my gosh, I am so excited. We're back here at theStream.tv for the Survivor After Show, episode 2 of season 30.
Yeah.
And it's also our episode 2 here at theStream.tv. And I'm Jerri Manthey, your host, and I'm here with two of my most favorite people in the entire universe, my co-hosts, Justin Walter.
Yes, thank you, thank you.
And Ryan Allen Carrillo.
Hey everybody, I thought I was your favorite.
I am clearly her favorite.
I was going in alphabetical order. Don't, take it personally.
The scale's tipping.
Walter comes after Carillo, so she's clearly lying.
Anytime any of you guys are inappropriate today, this is what's happening.
The gong.
Justin comes before Ryan.
Sure.
So I'm going to jump right into this because we have a very special guest this evening, Tina Wesson, a former player who I got to play with twice and also a former winner. And she's going to pop in here real quick on Skype, and we're going to ask her a couple of questions. Just so you guys know, she did not see the episode tonight, but we're not going to hold that against her. We still have lots of things to talk about. So Tina, are you there?
Hi.
Here she is.
Hi,
Tina.
Hey guys.
Are you
Jerri,
driving?
I thought I was your favorite person.
Oh, you are.
Are you driving? Are we concerned?
I wish you could see my outfit. I'm in Carhartts. I don't know if you can see this, but check this out. Carhartts, and I am at a job site where we're renovating a house tonight. So that's why I didn't watch the show tonight.
This is what happens when you win $1 million. You start doing crazy things.
Yeah.
Hey, but I've definitely got it taped.
Good. You need to get on HGTV and get yourself renovating that house.
I know, that's the truth.
Okay, as long as you're not driving and Skyping, then I guess we can go.
Yeah,
We can
no
carry
driving.
on. Okay.
Thank you.
Tina,
No, I'm safe.
Tina, you watched the first episode in the premiere, so as a former winner, who do you have your sights on seeing as the winner for this season if you have to pick it right now?
Well, I had to pick last week on a show, and of course I've said I never pick the winner. I mean, I've never one season picked the winner. But I said, this year I think So's going to win. Oh, gosh, it's so bad.
Good job, Tina.
Well, I guess here's another question. You haven't seen tonight's episode, so who do you think will go home tonight? We've seen it, but you haven't. Who do you think is going to go home?
Oh, my goodness. That's so hard when there's 3 teams like that.
It is.
I mean, that is so hard.
Yeah.
So
It's hard to
just
even remember everyone's name at this point.
Do you want me to tell you,
exactly.
or should we keep
No.
it? No.
Jerri, spoiler alert.
Well, that's why I asked. I didn't blurt it out.
So Tina,
No.
Tina,
I
a
like
question
this.
I have for you. The first time you played, it was season 2. Survivor was sort of like completely out of control back then. Like the ratings were just insane. It was like a movement. Versus the time you did it recently, what were the biggest differences between the two for you?
Okay, definitely I think the psychological warfare that goes on now is so much more dramatic. I don't think that you have as much loyalty, if you can even associate that word with the game Survivor, but you just don't trust anybody. And you had a little bit of that on our season, but it is just like psychological warfare on drugs. I mean, people go off 24 hours a day talking, whispering, and even if you've got an alliance with these people, you're just are sure that they're talking about voting you off.
Behind your back.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it's constant gameplay. There's no downtime anymore. It's just like play the second you hit the beach, and there's no rest for the wicked anymore.
Hopefully you had to pay less taxes on your $1 million than Natalie had to pay last season.
Yeah, exactly.
What did she pay?
Oh, I have no idea.
Oh, dear God.
Taxes have gone up since then.
Yeah, it's season 2.
Well, we paid $470.
Oh,
wow.
my gosh. Woo!
Jeez.
So you keep $530 and you pay $470, but still.
Yeah.
And thank you, Jerri, by the way, for your vote. I love you.
Oh, I love you too.
What, if there were ever a season of just winners, a completely winner season, would you return and play in that season?
Oh, absolutely. As long as they ask me, I'll keep coming back.
Aw.
That's
I
good
really
to
love
know.
it.
Maybe we'll end up on a season again together.
If Jerri wins one time before that happens.
This time, Jerri, for once, you and I will have to be in an alliance together.
Yeah,
For
well,
the first time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
There's no doubt. All right, Tina, well, thank you so much for joining us this evening.
You're welcome. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Ryan.
Yes,
Love
we
you.
love
Yay! I'll give you a call later.
you. Good luck with the building.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. And for all you guys out there, I want you to go ahead and subscribe to the channel, thestream.tv, ASAP right now. Push the button, subscribe, and then I want you to go on YouTube. And if you're not already sitting there watching us on YouTube, and yes, I'm being bossy right now, you need to send us your questions, your comments, and Ryan is sitting over here right now answering some of them, and maybe we will answer them live as well. Yes. And tweet us, because we love tweeting.
Get social with us, people.
We are seriously social human beings.
Tina was driving, by the way.
No,
I know, no.
Come on.
All right, so let's get into this episode.
Go ahead.
All right.
Yes.
So right off the top, we're open on the blue-collar tribe, where Dan, the postman, loses his mantees while doing his business.
I don't even know what to say. Well, who ever heard of mantees? I mean, I feel like that should have been. You always put the funny hashtags on the show.
Yeah.
That should have been one of them. They didn't do it.
Yeah, not to be confused with manatees.
That's what I thought he said. I thought he said manatees. Like, that's what I thought was going on. But
I love Dan. I love him. He's so funny.
I'm not
he's
a
like
fan.
He's the comic relief. He's making people
He's
laugh.
not funny.
I think first episode, if
Dan.
they would have lost, he would have been in hot water. But I think now he's got some longevity.
You think so?
What gives him his longevity?
I think
because he's making people laugh.
He's making people laugh. You have someone on blue collar, Mike, who is all of a sudden becoming the hard ass and not having fun. You have to have fun while you're out there. How many hours a day are you doing nothing? And if you're not having fun and you're making everybody work, like Mike is all of a sudden doing a 180, people are going to go crazy.
But Dan had a crazy moment last week, too.
He did, but it seems like the girls are kind of forgetting it a little bit.
Well, Mike overshadowed with his whole, everybody needs to work, no play.
Right.
And Mike, I love you, dude, but you got to get the social game together, because that's a huge part of this.
Well, in order to be a part of the social game on this season, clearly you have to get naked. So that is the thing. So
okay, yeah, we have to discuss.
Can we see the unblurred versions of this?
The unblurred version?
Maybe on Max. I'm not going to lie.
I don't want to see any of those people naked.
Max is cute.
Maybe Joe, but okay.
Okay, maybe Joe.
No,
I'll second that.
It was crazy. It all started with this guy, Max, on the white collar tribe, saying that he wanted to drop trow, that he had no problem dropping trow.
Who says that?
I've heard it a lot.
That's an
old saying.
Yeah, but his whole thing.
So that's why you've heard it.
His whole thing, yes, shut up. That whole thing did not make any sense to me, because he was trying to get naked so he could be alone. Now, to me, being alone is the kiss of death on Survivor. You don't go off and be by yourself.
Well, I think there's two things at play here, and you guys, let's discuss this. Is he getting naked for airtime and to be ridiculous and create a name for himself, or do you think he really just enjoys just being naked?
I think both. I think he's the college professor who taught Survivor, so he knows how to get airtime, for one.
That's exactly what I think it is.
He, was throwing back to the all-time, in honor of the all-time greats, Richard Hatch. So I think he is a huge super fan. My mom, I saw my parents in Vegas this weekend, and my mom handed me a Survivor article from Chicago he taught at Northwestern. This is what my mom does when we go on vacation. She gives me Survivor articles. But he's a huge fan of the show, so to get your moment to relive and be like Richard Hatch, I think it's part of both. He knows it'll be good for airtime.
So you think he just likes to be? I mean, it's funny we're even talking about.
He loves being naked.
I think all
he's Richard Max.
Richard. He's coming up with the one-liner.
That's good. But what I did
like on this season with all those.
What I did like was Tyler's assessment of it. He's trying to distract from the fact that he's a really smart player. He knows his stuff. He's a good gamer, and he's trying to distract us.
Max.
That was the one moment we got from our CAA friend Tyler.
But the isolation comment that you said is key, because you definitely do not want to be alone.
Cal went home because he took off in Australia, for those of you out there that don't know what I'm talking about. Cal, because he kept going off by himself, and we were always wondering what he was up to.
What's he doing?
Besides eating beef jerky, which we all know is true.
You're either with us or you're against us.
Yeah, so I don't think going off by yourself is a good idea.
Right.
So how did you feel when Shirin, whose name we still do not know how to pronounce.
No, we know how to pronounce it. He does not know how to pronounce it.
Shirin. That's how Jeff Probst.
Shirin is what Jeff said.
Jeff was saying, maybe I'm hearing it differently.
You're hearing things.
You need to get some of those little implants.
That's not funny.
Oh, that was
wow.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was bad?
That was bad.
Did I overstep my boundaries?
We'll get there.
You did.
But here's the thing. When they were talking to her, she didn't, the way she was just looking down, talking about the pots, Like
when she was naked.
When she was
Shirin.
naked.
Oh,
and
yeah.
she just came back naked.
Nobody wanted to look at her naked.
It was so awkward.
Well, there's nothing worse than showing up naked and no one wants to look at you.
That's
you want to be naked and have people be like, okay.
Yeah, and they were not looking away because they were embarrassed for her. They were just embarrassed.
It was too much.
Yeah,
it was liberating though, being naked on a beach
but not
like
on
that.
TV.
I mean,
I would
if they're
do it
gonna
too.
blur it.
If I'm by myself on a beach and there's nobody around, yes. But on national
naked
television,
too for a couple
absolutely
reasons.
not.
I would go skinny
Ratings,
dipping.
Twitter followers, and just to live a little bit.
I would go
That's
skinny
because you're a
dipping.
media whore,
I'm a
Ryan.
media whore.
That's why we love you. So just to tell you guys again, please join in on the live conversation on YouTube right now. Ryan is over here scanning your questions. Have you seen any
Is
yet
he, though?
that are worthy
have.
of
Let me
answering?
see.
I know you guys got some good ones out there.
Kevin Chow wants to know, I wonder, can Nina dive into the water with her ear thing?
Interesting.
That's a technical question. Sorry, we
and
don't have
also,
the answer
what
to
if
that
she needs,
one.
what if she needs like more batteries? I mean, clearly
I would guess no.
They would
They
give
wanna
her
give-
more
they-
batteries.
No.
Sure.
I
They
guess
have tampons out there. They have batteries.
They gave Missy a cast last season. They could give her a battery.
No,
Yeah.
I would say she can't jump in the water. She probably takes them out if she's going to do a water
you think
challenge.
that's why she stepped out of the challenge?
That's probably one of the reasons, but I would say they'd give her new batteries.
That's
But
interesting.
I think she would take them out if she was doing a water challenge, don't you?
Right.
I don't
Probably.
know.
I mean, you don't want to lose them. She would be really screwed.
No, she needs
You know,
them.
just now that we're talking about Nina, who I thought was Mina, who I think now is Nina.
Yeah. By the time we get to episode 4, we'll get their names.
Yeah, sorry out there. Don't yell at
It's
us. I know you
Nina.
will, but it's normal.
go ahead.
So Nina just totally got picked on by the mean girls on this episode, and it really disturbed me.
Yeah.
Like, I think it just overstepped a lot of boundaries of just common courtesy to another human being.
Right.
It was tough to watch. I feel like in the beginning when we saw Haley talking about it, I thought Haley was going to reach out and be extra welcoming to
I
Nina
thought so too.
and extra nice, and then they just kind of go with the attitude of it's too difficult to talk to her and it's not worth it.
Well, I felt like
It was
I forget
rude.
the girl's name too, but she actually did kind of go over to
Jen?
her, and then Nina like sort of like snubbed her. I mean, in my opinion, she's completely overreacting. I would say that the fans, even on here, just said that they actually like this format better because there's more camp interaction than with just one challenge. Like 2 challenges on one episode takes away from the interaction. So we're actually, I feel, getting to know the contestants much better.
Exactly. You know, we're going to take a short break here for a little commercial.
But we're so fun.
I know. We're having a great time. Come back with us.
Just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live.
Just in case you missed it live.
Oh, just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live, I'm doing something right now.
So we're all super excited.
This is dancing.
So what would that be, like a 7?
I cannot. I literally cannot. You guys have got to get it together.
Don't hate the player, don't hate the game. Hate the contract you didn't get.
He's a coward. He's a giant chicken shit.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's going to be like hurricane. Whoa.
Watch out for those girls. They are gagging them.
Hold the phone,
Hold on.
bro.
The more brutal you are, the more power you have.
Right.
That was sexy, it was hot, it was heated, I was into it.
You are going to be the most high-paid hooker in the world.
Go ahead and invite your friends and everybody. Tell your mama, tell them don't ahead, turn the stove off and get up on the computer so we can get on the stream.tv.
Thank you again for joining us, and until next week, bye-bye.
And we're back, and we are ready to take some of your Twitter questions. And I'm going to shoot on over to Justin here, who's going to throw some fun stuff
All
at
right,
you.
if you guys want to get in on the conversation, tweet or message us with the hashtag SurvivorAS. And we have one from Hayward the dog. Actually posted this on Instagram. If you don't follow Hayward the dog, he's the cutest Survivor fan ever. He posted a picture of himself watching our after show in his Survivor gear.
Why are we all pretending that this dog is tweeting?
I believe when Hayward posts that it's actually Hayward posting.
Because it's adorable.
And
Hayward's completely out of control.
Hayward's owner is up for a dream job. So go vote for Hayward's owner, who I've never even seen, or
Wait,
I don't even know if Hayward's
up for a
owner
dream
exists.
job.
Hayward doesn't have an owner. He lives his own life, and Hayward he tweets.
Is my favorite dog on Instagram.
Well, as Jerri and I know, dreams do not come true.
Oh, jeez. All right.
What? I don't even know.
Oh
God! Don't even get me started. Okay, and so we have another tweet from.
We're gonna go right here.
Scotty.
All right, Scotty says, Ryan Allen Carrillo. Question for you. Who would you bring to the final 3, Jerri Manthey or Justin F. Walter?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, you better choose wisely, my friend.
Well, I would probably pick Jerri because I just beat her in the last challenge during the commercial break. So I definitely could beat her.
You know you can't beat me in a final travel.
I also think I could bring Justin because he's so emotional and does whatever I say. So.
Oh, snap.
Good question, Scotty. Thank you.
I'm going to have to ask you about that later. Okay, and then we have another Twitter question from Luke.
Way too much.
We are getting through this. Luke says, who has prettier hair, Vince or Jerri?
Vince!
Vince or Jerri?
What? Come on.
I'll say Jerri.
Thank you.
Of course, Jerri.
Thank you. I'm having a good hair day today.
But I think next week you need to have feathers in your hair in honor of him.
Oh my God.
Yes,
Please, not a chance. All right, so more nakedness. We saw a bunch of chicks get naked, or we actually did not see the skinny dipping going on, but I want to know, did we miss a memo this season beforehand somewhere on the internet saying everybody on the season is going to get naked?
And they're different tribes, so it's like
independently they're getting
so
naked.
It's not even like they all talked, oh, let's all get naked. They're all getting naked on their own.
Color, free spirit.
But I mean, this hasn't happened on other seasons.
No,
lately.
every single tribe got naked, correct?
It's interesting how that feeling, it's like that high school mentality of being left out, that the 2 younger girls went and didn't bring Nina and coddle her to come with, or like go out of their way to bring Nina, that made her blow up and she felt left out from the girls.
And isn't that one of the first things you don't want to do? That's what the players that last the longest hold everything in, especially in these beginning stages. Like, even if your feelings are hurt, you go cry in the jungle by yourself, like all the other people that do that. You know what I mean? It's like once you start and like make other people feel bad for it, then it just gets weird and gets awkward for everybody. And then it's just like, then you don't know what to do. Do I go apologize to her? Do I put my arm around her? That's not going to work. Do I even like talk to her? And then like, then she starts to think probably, oh, now they're trying too hard. Now, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you're lose-lose at this point.
Well, I mean, also, let's look at what's going on at the no-collar tribe with Vince and Joe. It's like the most ridiculous jealousy situation I've ever seen. Like, I know, guys like to fluff their feathers and impress the girls, but I mean, come on.
Literally fluff their feathers.
Yeah, I did just say that, didn't I? Yeah, this whole Vince and Joe thing is just so hard to watch.
Vince is just an idiot. I mean, what else are you going to say?
He doesn't have a self-awareness. It's like one of those players that aren't aware of how other people actually view them. They have this idea of how people view them, but it's way far from reality.
Yeah, I mean, he approached Joe. He literally approached Joe and said, you need to admit that you're being controlling, and I'm like,
someone
isn't that kind of controlling to demand that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when he said, Joe, he's a young guy. I'm 32. Come on.
I'm so old and wise.
Well, as Wendy Williams says, he looks like he's lived a hard 32. Just saying.
Oh, snap. Geez. Did someone tweet that?
Throwing shade.
No, I got Wendy Williams, my Wendy Williams moment of the day.
Oh, my gosh.
We need a bit for that.
Do we have any other good questions over here on YouTube? A lot
of them just say, hey, hi, Ryan, but, hi, how you doing?
Hi, Ryan, we love you. Is that what it says? You're our favorite.
I'll find a good one. Keep going.
Okay, let's see.
What about Mike going crazy?
Oh, and I guess next week he's going to go even more crazy. It's just, it's out of control. You need to keep those feelings in check, especially at the beginning of the game. It's like Survivor 101. I thought that when we saw the premiere last week, it felt like everyone had watched almost too much Survivor. Like they were all like, I know how to get my face on screen more than anybody else. I'm going to make some great sound bites and throw out some really clever quips here and there. And I was like, okay, these people know how to play.
Well, during the casting process, all they do is watch Survivor. That's all you're allowed to watch before you go in. And so they're locked in the hotel watching and thinking they're going to make some like trick moves from the start and sort of, be pseudo-famous for a hot minute.
Yeah. But even when you know the game and once you're in the moment, who knows if you're going to get hot-headed or lose a temper or feel upset that nobody's working. They're playing basketball and they're shooting coconuts into a bin that actually helps because that's what the challenge is going to be.
And it's funny you say that because now we know why they were actually throwing balls into a box. I bet you there was a tree mail or something that told them that they had the opportunity to practice. So when we get to the immunity challenge, which is also a reward challenge, you know, they seem to be kind of pushed together more and more now.
Right.
Which is better.
Yeah, so we're at it's a water challenge. We haven't seen one of those in a while.
Well, is it time for his?
I'll
yes,
do it in 10, 15
I think
seconds,
we're going
all
to
right?
try something every week now. This is called Justin's 15-second reality immunity challenge.
Setting my watch. Tell me when you're ready.
Recap?
All right, okay.
Is that what we're doing?
Go.
So in the immunity challenge, you first have to jump in the water, go climb over a contraption that's really tall, but you have to bring a buoy through a rope maze over that. Once you get over it and jump in, then you have to bring it through a maze that's in the water. You have to go underwater, bring the buoy through the rope. Once you get to the end, you tag. Your teammates go, you go, you go. Once everybody's over, you then shoot the balls into the hoop.
Too late.
It's okay. It was pretty good. All right. That was not my best performance.
That was not, definitely.
No, but
we'll
we know
put a
we
check
got the
by your name
idea.
I
for
think I need
effort.
20 seconds.
It was
Probably.
a very exhausting water challenge where at the end, once everybody got to the end, they had to shoot balls into a basket. So,
I love water challenges.
I do too.
Yeah, they're cool.
They are exhausting.
really
From personal
interesting,
experience,
yeah.
I will tell you this, they are
You
incredibly
can tell
exhausting.
it's exhausting. It's much harder than it looks.
Will had every right to be as exhausted as he was.
Your guy Dan, he said he did not want to sit out, and he went first, and he said to Jeff Probst, I'm going to prove to you that I'm better than you think. And he was the first one. He beat Tyler, and he beat Vince to the platform. He beat those two guys from the other tribe.
I believe he
And Vince
said,
was
I'm going to
fast.
show you the fatty is really good. Something like that.
Right, and
Yeah.
he was good. I was surprised, actually.
Well, fat floats. It doesn't sink.
Jerry's going to
Jerry
piss everyone
quote,
off.
Jerry quote.
Tweet her, not us.
You know, go ahead. Bring it on. I'm ready for you.
But, and then Helen, who is Helen? Like Helen, she said, "Who are you? We don't know you
We
at
don't
all."
even know you. We have no
And
screen
then
time.
Nina,
Yeah.
What I did, Will obviously stood out because he screwed up. They were in the lead. They were, yellow. No, white collar was behind, but then Will screwed it up.
Right. So in the end, we got to start wrapping this up here. The white collar tribe wins. We thought they were going to lose.
Yep.
They win. And so in the end, the no collar tribe loses and has to go to tribal council. This was kind of a boring tribal council, I'm not going to lie. But I have to say, we did not know who was going home or how anybody was going to vote. Will was prompted by Nina right before they left for tribal council by her comment that Vince thought that his health was getting in the way of them winning challenges.
Awful.
And it totally changed the dynamics of the vote. Which
This goes back to, you kept saying how much you feel sorry and she's endearing, but like I just think she's so annoying. Like how she's playing the game. Nina. She's nice in real life.
She lost my respect.
But she is just not playing.
That was
the
the
good
dumbest
game.
move with the strategy that was going to split, and then Will says they're going to split the vote. I'm going to vote with you guys. We have the majority. And then she's said, well, did Vince tell you that he doesn't think you're good? And the dumbest move. You had it. When you're in the majority and they're splitting their votes, stick with the majority. That was
and also remember Vince was trying to do that with Will in the very beginning. So they were all going against their alliance that they've had for 4 days now. Stick with the numbers.
She blew it. Nina blew it.
Well, I mean, one thing, Vince did end up going home, and now we don't have to deal with his jealousy anymore or those feathers.
But here's the thing I have to say about Will. Will was obviously the swing vote, but he played it very like Tony from a couple seasons ago, where he had all the cards in his hands, and he didn't even split the vote. He decided, you know what, I want Vince gone because of what Nina said.
Which is so weird that
he single-handedly voted Vince out, and you even saw the girls and Joe were like, what? He switched his vote to Vince? He played the Tony hand tonight.
Which is weird, too, because he also, from my side, he should have been the one voted out. Like, a lot of people, because, he messed up the challenge so bad. He was like, the star of messing up the challenge. You thought that all the spotlight and heat would have been on him, but he actually ended up having the most power. So that was also interesting.
Yeah, we definitely have a good show lined up for us next week. I'm really curious to see what's going to happen.
I got a question on here from Jersey Girl.
Make it quick. We got to wrap this
220.
up.
At this point, who do you think is playing the best game? It's a good
Joe.
question. You're just attracted to Joe.
No, this is new. I like Joe.
It's so hard
he's
to
my
tell,
favorite
right?
now.
I think Joe, I think Max is doing well. I think Will's in a good spot now. And who's on blue collar? I think on blue collar, the two girls, Sierra and Lindsay, maybe.
Okay.
It's too many names in Rodney.
All right, well, tell us who you think is lined up to have a good game going for the rest of the season on YouTube. And don't forget to subscribe to theStream.tv. Push that little button and subscribe right now.
This goes by so quick.
And tweet us. Yeah. Tweet us. We love you out there. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, I'm Jerri Manthey with my co-hosts Justin Walter and Ryan Allen Carrillo.
Good night.
And we will see you next week
Bye.
on the Survivor After Show.